Hey, Kevin, what do you have there?
The good folks over at Evolution sent me one of their new chop saws to check out and show you guys. So this is the new Evo saw. It's a 14-inch. It's a metal cutting chop saw, and it's got a metal blade. It's got a toothed blade as opposed to an abrasive blade. So cleaner cuts, smoother cuts, quieter, a lot less dust. That's a biggie right there. It's got this nice little guard that drops down to hide the blade. So if you happen to accidentally start it, reach out there and grab the handle and pull it, but at least the blade is covered so you don't wind up losing an arm. And then as you pull it down, it just works itself out of the way. The vise on this, nice, heavy, not quite sure what kind of metal it is, but it's metal rather than that synthetic metal. Not sure what that stuff is. It's got a quick release for quick adjustment, and then just a little hand wheel, with a little handle on it if you have something to crank against. What I really love about this saw is the heavier table on it. Much, much heavier than my old saw. Heavier table, bigger, heavier backstop, heavier jaw on the vise itself, much, much heavier table. Where on my old saw, the table would bend all the time, especially over here in the cutting area where the blade's coming down. Got a nice heavy chunk of steel right here to keep this from bending, and then an area for your blade to drop down inside when you make your cut. I think this is going to last a lot longer than my old saw. On the back side of the vise itself, on a little quick release handle for adjusting angles, and then a set bolt over here with an Allen wrench storage just kind of built right into the saw itself. So anytime you want to adjust it, you can loosen that setup, you can adjust it where you want, a quick tighten there to keep everything aligned, tighten your set screw back up again. That's going to stay in place. That's not going to move. So anything from 90 degree to 45, nice little adjustment setup right there for it. This is the lock for the saw itself. That just took a second to figure out because the first time I tried to use the saw, I just pulled that out. The saw moved, I pushed it down, it locked itself in place once I got done with my cut. Handy if you're only making one cut. That keeps it down, it keeps the blade covered, keeps people from getting their fingers or something in it. But if you're going to make multiple cuts, you can just turn it the opposite way, turn it 90 degrees, and now it's locked in the open position so you can make multiple cuts with it. It'll go back up to this position all the time. Another nice thing on this saw is this little chip guard right here. On my old saw, it doesn't have one of these little chip guards. So when you're cutting, things are coming back up at you off the blade itself. This helps keep things away from you, away from your arm as you're holding on to the saw. Just a nice little feature, nice little additive right there. One thing that I think some of the lefties in the world might complain about with this saw, this little safety switch, this little safety button right here on the trigger, makes it pretty much a right-handed saw. You pretty much have to use your right hand on this saw to make it fit right, make it feel right under your hand. You can do it left-handed, but it's kind of a weird grip. It's pretty much a right-handed saw. Not a big deal, just sorry lefties, that's the way they made it. And by now I'm sure you're saying, hey Kevin, enough yakking, let's do something here. Let's give it something to eat. Oh. Here's a piece of 2-inch square, 1/4-inch wall, so that's a 1/2 inch worth that it's got to chew through. Get some safety stuff, let's cut a chunk. Now put your fingers in your ears or turn your volume down. So you may have seen me holding my phone in the background. I had a decibel meter on, so 80 decibel with no load, just pull the trigger, 81 decibel cutting. Didn't really make any difference. Okay. No, I'm not going to pick that up with my fingers. Let me get some pliers. No, nice. You know, just about a mirror finish on there, mirror polished it looks like. Beautiful, beautiful cut. Little tiny burr right there at the bottom, right there at the end of the cut where it just kind of fell off as it got to there. Big secret to using this type of saw with a toothed blade as opposed to the abrasive, don't force it. About the weight of your hand, weight of your arm, that's about all you need. Just put your hand on there, let the weight of your hand push the saw through, give it time to cut, give it time to chew. If you try to force it, you'll just overheat the blade, you'll lose the sharpness on the blade, you know, then you get all frustrated because it's not cutting right, it's not cutting quickly. Just give it time to chew. Boy, it'll just go right through it. So even chewing on 1/4 inch, yeah, walks through okay. You know, it does a fine little job. Not very hot. You know, you can cut it, you can hold it in your hand almost. Just get a little warm right there at the very edge.
You can sharpen those blades, can't you?
That's the good thing about this type of saw. Lock him down. You know, where it is? It says it right there. You know, they even got this little sticker on here. It says one of these metal blades equal to 20 abrasive discs. Abrasive blades. You can sharpen them that many times. You know, you get about, I get about 350, maybe 400 cuts out of one of these blades before I notice it's getting dull. You know, it takes a long time for it to cut. So I'll just pull it off before it's just totally toast and put a new blade on it, get that one resharpened, get back to work. I think it's about $60 to have them sharpened. You have one of these sharpened. And you know, the nice thing is if you happen to lose a tooth, they can always weld a new tooth on and resharpen it. You know, so as long as you don't bend it, as long as you keep your metal clamped in, metal doesn't come loose in your, you know, out of your vise or something, you know, you do that correctly, go easy on it. These blades last a long time.
What's a new one cost?
A new blade, good question. A new blade, you can find them over on Amazon. You can find them over there for about 75, 80 bucks sometimes. A new blade like the Continentals that I use on my other saw that I get from the saw sharpening shop, they're about $200. But they last a heck of a lot longer. Much better steel, little thicker blade, little better teeth on it, you know. They're good blades. They last a while. So one other little thing. On the back of the saw, a little chip tray. You know, it'll help catch, you know, most of the chips. Make it a little easier to clean up at the end of the day. Just pull it out, dump it, stick it back in there again. So all in all, I'm impressed. You know, it's a good heavy saw. It's got a lot of weight to it when you try to pick it up. More weight means it's going to stay more stable. You're going to get better cuts. You're going to get smoother, straighter cuts out of it. Things aren't going to warp out of position on you as you're using them.
What's it cost?
Oh yeah, that. We got online. We checked before we started filming this. We found them for about $350 over at Sears. Up to about $425, $430 up in that area, depending on where you find them. So Google is your friend. Just look for the Evo saw, and you'll find them out there. Just give them a credit card. They show it right on your doorstep in a great big box. So I'm going to put this guy to work, and you guys are going to do something for me. You're going to reach down there and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Catch chips for you. Excuse me, makes it easier to clean things up.